What's up, everyone? Thank you for coming to my channel. My name is Joanna. I am going to be starting this YouTube channel to make DIY videos, but also as a lifestyle mommy vlogs channel. So if you're interested in watching, then thank you so much for tuning in. Today we are going to be making a really cute project using a Starbucks tumbler and the Silhouette Cameo. So again, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If you like what you see, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay, so now I am going to go over everything that you're going to need for this project. So sitting on my desktop, I have my Silhouette Cameo. I also have my MacBook Pro, which is where I have my Silhouette Design Studio loaded and ready to go. I also have these scrap pieces of vinyl that I already have from previous projects. I'm going to be using the black and the pink today, but I was considering the lilac color as well. And then I am going to need some transfer tape to transfer the vinyl that I cut onto my cup. So once you have all of these things ready, you are also going to be needing your Starbucks tumbler. And that's pretty much it for this project, so stay tuned and we will... Okay, so I have the Silhouette Studio software currently turning on, but I quickly wanted to mention something else that you might be needing for this project, which is a little tape measure. I have this little tape measure, and it is the first time that I use it for this project, and I discovered that it is only measuring in centimeters. Luckily this worked for me. If you can see here on the screen, it looks like this logo for the Starbucks tumbler is 5.5 centimeters wide, and now we are measuring from top to bottom, and it is 5 centimeters in length from top to bottom. So I quickly just wanted to mention that I also needed the ruler so that I can figure out what the dimensions of this logo is so that I can design. Okay, so I have my Silhouette software pulled up now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and walk you guys through this so that you guys understand if you are new to the Silhouette and are still trying to figure out how to basically work the program. I'm going to do my best to break it down for you. If you don't have a Silhouette and you're kind of just watching for fun, I'm going to try not to take so long in this process. So really quick, I have my cursor here. I am going to come over here to the sidebar area on the left, and I am going to hover over the shapes. Then when I do that, I'm gonna click on the little circle oval shape right here, and then I'm gonna come over here to my mat, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna click and pull to make a basic circle. So when I'm done, I'm gonna go back over here to the toggle pointy cursor. I'm gonna click on my circle now, and then I am going to go to the width. So when turning a centimeter into an inch, I looked it up and it says you have to divide the length by 2.54. So the number I came up with for the 5.5 measurement width is 2.16535. Okay, so that is the width, and then I am going to do the same thing, but instead of doing the 5.5 inch measurement, I am going to figure out the width per centimeter by the 5 centimeter height. So turning 5 centimeters into an inch equals 1.9685. Okay, no, 9685. Okay, it's turning it into a 9. I'm just gonna put 968, and we're just gonna call it. Okay, so then I'm gonna hit the unlock button. Now I am going to I'm gonna lock it back. That means that it's not gonna be changing the shape on me anymore. I'm really hoping that this is the correct measurement, but just to make sure, I'm gonna not have this so flush against the green. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space around the green logo. So then I am going to come over here. Let me move my camera so you guys can see this. I'm gonna come over here to my right hand side, and I am going to click on the offset panel. That's this little star with another star around it. I am going to hit offset. So offset's gonna make it where it is exactly the same around the circle, but gives us a little space. So instead of using this one now, I'm going to use the bigger one, and that should make it so that we have some spacing in between our little logo here. So then what I want it to do is be like a ring around the Starbucks logo. So I'm going to hit offset again, and that looks like a pretty good distance and width for the little ring that I'm having go around the cup. So I'm going to highlight this, and then I am going to go to weld. Oops, nope, just kidding. I'm not going to hit weld. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to right click, and then I am going to go to make compound path. That's going to turn these two circles into one item. So when I go over here, and this is the coloring section, you can color it based on kind of like the materials you're using. So if I highlight it in black and I color it in black, then that's what the image that's going to cut around should look like. So I basically want this ring to go around my Starbucks cup. I'm going to leave it like that because I want to make some cute little Mickey ears. I'm going to make a cute little Minnie. So really quick, I am going to make a circle, and I'm kind of just doing this without any reference. So if I mess up, then I am so sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the left hand items here, and I'm hoping that they'll open. So I'm going to hit this knife tool. What I'm going to do is I am, it says here solid or outline, or basically it's asking how I want it to cut. So I'm going to leave it at solid. That means that when I cut through it, it's going to basically just cut right through it, and it's not going to leave any like holes or anything. So I'm going to make this smaller and fit it to my little Mickey head over here. So I'm going to throw this one out. I'm gonna try and space this below. Okay. I'm gonna quickly zoom in just to make sure that we can both see clearly. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna click this, and I'm going to duplicate it. And actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here to object, and then I'm gonna go to replicate, and then I'm gonna just go to mirror right. So it basically just mirrored the image in duplicate form onto the other side. Then I am going to, with my little arrows down here, I'm just gonna click on those and move this all the way over here. Okay, so hopefully this looks like Mickey. What do you guys think? I think that his ears could be a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna see if I can do that and still have my image not really be messed up. So let's see. Okay, that should be perfect. I'm gonna just do the same thing, go to object, I'm gonna go to replicate, and I'm gonna hit mirror right. Okay, all done. Now I'm gonna do the same thing, and with my arrows I'm just gonna try and get it formed perfectly. There we go. Okay. I'm twisting it a little bit because at the bottom you can kind of see the image. Okay, I think that's fine. There's a little like slit right here. If you could see it, let me zoom in. You can't really see it, but either way, I'm gonna have a cute little Disney bow on it, so it's not gonna really make a difference. So there's my Mickey ears. I'm gonna really quickly see if I can pull up the dimensions for you. So it is in width 1.507 and in height it is 1.299. So that is the measurement for this ear right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same exact thing, and I'm going to go to make compound path. So I'm going to undo that because the make compound path kind of gave us some negative. So I'm going to instead go and hit weld. And let's hope that weld is, yep, okay, so I hit weld and there it is. So now we have our little Mickey head for our Starbucks cup. Let me see. Let me get rid of these. Uh-oh, I clicked on details, so it's going to pull something up. So now I am going to bring this over here, and the total measurement now is basically 3¼ inches by 3½ inches. So I am going to get my black material, and I'm gonna hope that this is plenty. I am going to bring out my mat, so hang on for just a moment while I readjust my camera angles, and then okay, really quick, I am going to add a new layer, and I am going to add a mini bow. So I'm going to go into my library. I have used the mini bow before, but I don't know if I have it currently. So I'm going to search, and I'm going to put mini. No, I don't. Okay, so what you see me doing here is I am opening my web browser, and I am going to exit out of what I am currently looking at, and I am going to search an image on Google. So you see me here, I searched mini bow SVG. The reason why I click SVG in my information is because I want it to be an image that is pretty much ready to go. So you see me here, and I clicked on this mini bow that is solid black, so I am saving it to my downloads, and I am going to my software. I pulled it up, and now I am dropping it into my Silhouette Studio software. So you need to hover it over your mat until your software registers that you are trying to drop a file into it. So it might not accept it, but try again. So do it a little bit slower. You see the clip art name, it's Bose clip art file, and you see it says loading, and it is loaded. So once it is loaded onto your mat, what I am doing here is I am making the screen a little bit bigger so that it's easier for you guys to see, and I am going to hit my knife tool over on the left hand side. So I just cut off that word part of the image that I just downloaded. I don't want that, I don't need that, and then I am going over to the right hand side over here, and I am clicking on these little butterflies. It's the trace panel. I am opening the trace panel, and I am selecting the trace area. I am tracing over the mini bow. The good thing about the file that I chose is that it's a solid black file. That means that it's super easy to trace. My trace panel registers it perfectly, and I have moved the original image. I deleted it. I now have my bow. I have the outline of my bow, and I'm going over and I'm coloring it a color similar to the material I am using, just to help with visualization. And I am now placing it onto the center of the little mini head that I have created, and it's a perfect fit. I really like it, and so let's Okay, so what I am going to do now is I am sticking my black vinyl onto my mat. That way I can load it into my machine and cut it. So I'm a little bit off frame here because I'm kind of struggling with my camera and the angles. So right here you see me checking my blade setting. This time when I cut the black vinyl material, I had my blade setting on 3, even though the machine is telling me to put it on 1 so that it can make the kiss cut effect. I left it on 3 because I am unsure about my blade. It's a little bit old, meaning it's kind of dull, so I set the blade a little bit higher, and you'll see later that it kind of didn't do the kiss cut effect. It actually cut all the way out, so that was my bad, but I did want to let you guys know that that's kind of what was going on. So I have my material loaded and it is going to start cutting. Okay, so right here I have unloaded the mat, and as you can see, the cut a lot deeper, kind of like I explained earlier how I had the blade set on 3. So that's actually okay because it is a pretty solid image. If it was something that was more fine and delicate, like writing or just really dainty, a really dainty image, this would be a problem. But because it's more of a bigger and solid image, it will work out just fine. So you saw me here holding it up to the Starbucks cup. I'm so excited because our measurements came out correct, and it actually is going to be perfect for our Starbucks tumbler. So what I'm doing now is I am getting the pink material ready to be loaded onto the mat. I'm a little bit off camera, but I am working on my angles, so I'm so sorry about that. So here you see me flushing the mat up to those the cutting mat marks on the left hand side, the blue arrows. I lined up my mat and I have loaded it, and now I am going to set it up to start cutting out. Okay, so here you see me taking the blade out. As I mentioned earlier, I had it on a higher setting and I dropped it down to the 2 on the blade setting, and it's still higher than what the recommended is, but I have a dull blade, so that's why I put it on the number 2. Okay guys, so I am back. I have set up the camera so that you guys can kind of see what I'm working on, and let me just double check that my focus is okay. Okay, it looks good. So like I said, I kind of had my blade setting set up a little bit higher so it cut all the way through. Normally it's just supposed to do a kiss cut. That means that if you look at my bow over here, it's not fully cutting itself out. So what I am going to do is I'm going to get my clear transfer tape, and I am going to cut a piece that's big enough for my little Mickey head, and I'm going to start off with that. So I'm just going to put it right here, and then I'm just going to trim off the transfer tape. What I am going to do next is I am going to just stick this Mickey onto my mat, and I know, I'm sorry, it is dirty. Now I don't need this negative part inside, so it's still a little bit stuck onto part of the part that we do want, so I'm just gonna weed it out. So I just grabbed my hook tool and I pierced it and lifted it out. So we don't need this. This is trash. I'm gonna set that to the side, and here is our Mickey head once again. Again, checking that it's centered. Okay, now I have my transfer tape, and I am quickly just gonna peel off the transfer tape. I want to get this as stuck as possible, so then I am going to just center the transfer tape onto my image. and then I'm gonna quickly rub it a little bit, and then I'm gonna peel it off. So now it is officially on my transfer tape, and you want to try not to get your fingerprints onto the vinyl. So next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to trim off my bow, and then we are going to do the same. We're going to weed out the parts that we don't want and leave the part that we do. So I'm going to get my little hook tool and I'm going to hook to the corner. You don't want to pierce all the way through, you just want to get the material part. So I am going to take that part off, and then I'm going to stick this over here to the side because we do not want it. And then now we have our bow. So first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to try and center this Mickey head onto my cup. Where I want it. Remember I told you guys that I didn't want it to be flush against the green part, just because there's so much room for error if we measured it exactly. So I got it a little bit off-centered, and I kind of like the placement of this. It might not be 100% perfect, but I like it, and of course if it's handmade it's not perfect, right? I think that's the beauty in handmade stuff. So now you want to rub this in so that it adheres to your cup perfectly, and then you will peel off the transfer tape. So you see here it didn't fully stick down, and it's having a little bit of a hard time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a popsicle stick really quick. It's good to have a popsicle stick handy. If not, like a credit card will work for you to just rub your material onto the surface that you're wanting to put it on, and so that it sticks properly. So I have my popsicle stick. I am burnishing the material so that it sticks onto my tumbler. Okay. So the next tip that I have, if it's not wanting to stick all the way down, is getting your popsicle stick and lifting the transfer tape while you hold the stick down. So this this transfer tape, you can actually read on here a little bit. It's really strong. So it's not wanting to let go of my material, but it's okay. Let's try working our way up from this little ear section. Since there's more material here, it's more like pink bow over here that is going to cover that, so you're not going to be able to see it. Now I am going to use this same transfer tape on the bow, even though it wasn't wanting to let go of my material. Because of course it is layered, so you are gonna see that through. And then over here, because of that little ripple, it's still kind of showing, but that's my cup. I hope you guys liked it, and thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. But yeah, I really love how it turned out. I think it's so cute, and I can't wait to use it. Thanks for watching. Bye.